You're listening to Country Music Junkies, hosted by Patrice Whiffen. This week on Country Music Junkies, I am so pumped to be catching up with my friend, country music singer-songwriter Dani Strong. Dani, how's it going?
I am well, thank you. I'm really happy that you have me on the show.
I know, I'm so excited to chat with you always, and especially when it's about new music. And I know you just released your second album called Undefined, came out on October 23rd. What was that like?
Oh man, it's my journeys are never short, and Undefined, the album, was perhaps one of the most off-road journeys I have ever been on, and I'm just so happy that it's out. And yeah, man, it's just really a piece of me. It's exciting.
Absolutely. I would say this project probably speaks to a lot about you. I mean, all of your work definitely speaks to a lot about you, but I feel like the stories, the sound, the sort of blurring of the genres in this record, I think is really uniquely Dani Strong. So can we speak to maybe some of the stylistic elements to this record?
Yeah. Oh, I love talking about that part. I mean, obviously, that's why the record's called Undefined. My home is country music. Everybody knows that. And honestly, it was funny because as I was making the record, and when you put a record out, like I always try to tell people, we have to tick a box. We have to pick one box that we're going to be put in when we go out to streaming platforms, because they need to place us appropriately. And so as I was going through, I knew that I was taking risks and blurring, the lines of genre, as I do, but I did it way more in this record. I was questioning, is this, can I call this country? And then I went through the whole record, and there's literally three boot stomping bluegrass tracks, along with a majority of it being today's new country vibe. So I was like, oh yeah, I still am who I am, but I'm definitely dipping my toes in the water of just what inspires me. When I love to exercise, when I'm running or exercising, I'm a total closet pop lover. I love pop music.
I love it too. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know. And so, which obviously shows in my song Wild Summer. That's one of the most, out kind of, it's really, really pop country.
Yes.
And that was super fun. But there's a song on the record called Bug in the Bed.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't know what to call that genre. I literally, I've actually sent it to a few people, my friends at Apple Music, and I'm like, what is this?
That's
I sent
so
it to my
funny.
other friend. Oh yeah, and they're like, oh, you're just you, Dani. You're your own genre. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, no, totally. I love that. And I think, again, the album title is perfect, Undefined. Again, an eclectic mix of tunes. I really enjoy it. I've listened to some of them already, and I'm very excited for the world to hear them. You mentioned your radio single before. Can we kind of dive into the story of Mrs. Jones' Evelyn?
Yeah. So Mrs. Jones started out as one song. And actually, I wrote it on my first radio tour when I was touring my song Wild One. And I was just in Edmonton and, doing my typical bathroom sessions that I always do. And I was writing. I just ended up writing. I was listening to a lot of Casey Musgraves when I wrote the first one. And so I was just writing this real sassy, tongue-in-cheek, trying to be clever. Casey's so clever with her lyrics, and so I just wrote this song. I was binge watching some shows on TV because I was just bored in a hotel room. Which
fair, okay.
I actually never watched TV, so I'm seeing this. I think it was Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I was just I was so blown away that this was a real this was somebody's life. This is their life, and I guess I was being a jerk. I kind of, the song is making fun of it, essentially. And so I wrote this sassy little song called Mrs. Jones. And then we went into the studio. It took forever. So we actually went in to record that song in 2020. And as we were in there, one of my band members and, fellow songwriter, Gina, she said to me, she goes, I actually think this song is such a sad story. She's like, I feel bad for her because I was being kind of mean.
Oh, no.
Mean my song, which is so unlike me. I mean, obviously, it's tongue in cheek and there's nobody in particular I'm talking to.
But, of course.
But as she said it, I started thinking about it. I was like, you're so right. It is a sad story. This is such a sad person. So we completely redid it. Well, it was all me. I feel bad because I remember my bass player was just absolutely floored that this was the decision I was making while we were in the studio. He's like, are we changing the song right now? And I was like, yeah, we're changing the song right now. And then, completely rewrote it to have this empathetic view of Mrs. Jones, but we loved both songs so much that I still wanted to do both. And then we decided to do Becky, which is what became her name. I think I won't even get into why.
Okay.
I won't even get into why because, I don't know any Beckys actually, thank goodness. So we went with that. And I didn't know any Evelyns. So I just picked like the saddest name I could find. And then I'll call it Peppy.
Okay.
That we could find. So we went with Becky and Evelyn, and we recorded them. And Becky, I wanted it to be authentic and kind of traditional because it's a bit of it's actually a very traditional country feel. So we went with recording live off the floor, which is something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've never done, and my band. I'm so blessed. The band is so good. It's the same band I've had for 15 years, same guys. And I always surround myself with people that are just way better than me because that's the only way I'll improve. So, the band is definitely good enough to pull off a live off the floor recording. So we did it for Becky, and then Evelyn became a very, just a very, well-produced song and did well for me because it won Best Country Song 3 months later.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that. And I love hearing the backstory too. I mean, listening to the album, you wouldn't know that that's how those pieces came to be. So I love hearing the story and how organic that process was for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really love that story too. I thought it was very cool and kind of unique to put out the same song but two different versions of it and two different complete takes on a story.
Yeah, no, totally. That's definitely very unique and I love that. As far as the tunes on the record, is there any that, I mean, I always hate this question because I'm sure it's probably hard to answer, but do you have a favorite? Do you have one that kind of stands out to you or maybe hits a little closer to home for you?
I always have a favorite.
Okay.
At the time.
Okay.
So I end up hating all of my songs eventually.
Oh my gosh.
I'll just get sick of them.
Okay.
I get super, super sick of them. So, I mean, for me, how I'll phrase it? I'm most excited about She Sings. There's a song called She Sings on the record, and it's actually a very different, it was just a different topic for me to write about it. It touches on, obviously, everything really, but it's called She Sings, so it's a bit of a go girl type of song. It touches on politics, touches on racism, touches on all of it, really, misogyny, which is kind of something I'm not I'm loud. I've gotten louder for sure since Black Lives Matter, but I'm getting louder and louder, I guess, maybe in my old age. Louder and prouder, and you know what? And I don't regret it one bit. I'm almost ashamed that it's taken me this long to get loud. I've been blessed with a platform, small as it may be. It's still, I've been blessed with a platform, and I've been blessed with the gift of music, and so I try to use it for positive impact because I think that's probably what I'm supposed to do. And I don't know whether it's because I'm a mother to a daughter or, I have two sisters. I have, I have 6 nieces. you know, it's just a song that I felt was really important. I think, you know, other people are doing it as well, but yeah, this one is exciting for me. Very exciting. I just want it to be heard.
Yeah, no, of course. And I mean, power to you for using your platform to share those voices and share those stories. That's great. And it doesn't matter that it took you to the second album to do it. That's okay. We love it.
Yeah.
Dani, if people want to check out the record or connect directly with you, where's the best place for them to go?
Oh, I'm pretty easy to get to, really. You know, DaniStrong.com is my website, and then on all socials as Dani Strong Music. And I love to chat to people, so please reach out.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Dani. Appreciate it, and looking forward to catching up soon.
Thank you for everything, as always. You know, you're always an inspiration, and you always take care of us, so I appreciate the time.